Let me say something that might sound uncomfortable at first. The biggest threat to your website is not hackers. It's not server failure. It's not even cybercrime. It's memory. Because the moment your backup strategy depends on someone remembering to click a button, you no longer have a system. You have a promise. And promises fail under pressure. Most small businesses don't realize how fragile manual backups really are. Someone says, "We backed it up last week." Someone else says, "Don't worry, I downloaded a copy." There's always a sense that it's handled, covered, safe. But your website doesn't pause between backups. It changes every single day. New orders come in. Customer records update. Payments process. Plugins refresh. Content gets edited. Small changes stack up quietly in the background, hour by hour. So when something breaks, and eventually something always breaks, the real question isn't whether you have a backup, it's how old that backup is. Imagine your site processes 20 orders today. At 7 p.m., a plugin conflict corrupts the database. You go to restore from your last manual backup, and you realize it was taken yesterday morning. That means everything that happened today is gone. 20 transactions, customer details, payment confirmations, support requests, all sitting inside a gap you didn't think about. Now your team is scrambling, calling customers, checking payment gateways, issuing refunds, rebuilding records manually, explaining what happened. That window between last saved and system failure becomes the most expensive few hours your business has ever experienced. That's what recovery lag looks like, and it rarely announces itself politely. Manual backups fail not because people are careless, but because people are busy. They postpone. They assume someone else handled it. They mean to do it later. And in 2026, data moves too fast to rely on intention. Cyber threats understand this better than most businesses do. Modern attacks don't just target your server. They target your timing. They exploit the window between your last backup and now. That invisible space is where damage multiplies. That's why automation isn't a luxury anymore. It's infrastructure. An automatic backup system doesn't depend on reminders. It runs quietly in the background. It captures changes continuously. It stores multiple restore points. It allows recovery without drama. And this is exactly why at Truehost, automatic backups are built into the hosting environment itself. Not as a feature you must remember to switch on. Not as something optional that you activate after a scare. But as part of the foundation. Because protection should not depend on memory. It should depend on systems. Your website is not just a digital brochure. It's revenue. It's reputation. It's customer trust stored in databases and transactions that cannot simply disappear without consequence. When a site goes down, customers don't ask whether you forgot to run a backup. They don't ask if you meant to do it later. They simply leave. The difference between panic and control is simple: automation. So the real question isn't whether you have a backup. The real question is this: are you relying on hope, or are you running on infrastructure?